Federal Bank is very, very pleased to be here with each one of you this wonderful morning to introduce to you our new brand ambassador, somebody whose values, achievements, and ethics go hand in hand with what Federal Bank stands for. It's indeed a pleasure that for us, 2025 has begun on a good note, and it couldn't get any better than roping in this wonderful personality as the brand ambassador in the years ahead to come. आप सभी का एक और बार स्वागत करते हुए, this wonderful day, of course, is very special to us, and thank you so much for being here in time. I'm sure all of you have your questions and interactions that you are looking forward to with our newly appointed brand ambassador for Federal Bank. Our core crew, leaders at the helm of affairs with Federal Bank, are also going to be present here this wonderful morning, and they will join us on stage alongside our newly appointed brand ambassador as well. It's been a pleasant day, and it gets even better with each one of you, and with all our love, we welcome to this wonderful press meet our brand ambassador, Vidya Balan, who's being accompanied by Mr. KVS Manian, Managing Director and CEO Federal Bank, as well as Mr. MVS Murthy, CMO Federal Bank. A hearty welcome to the trio, the three of you who will take stage and join us for this wonderful day. Hearty welcome. Federal Bank introduces with great pride and love our brand ambassador Vidya Balan. Joining her on stage, Managing Director and CEO Mr. KVS Manian and CMO Mr. MVS Murthy. Can I please request them to be seated as they take their seats? May I also request our friends from the press to be kindly seated. विनती करना चाहेंगे कि आप सभी बैठ जाएं. The proceedings further will be taken over by Shri MVS Murthy. Our friends from the press who have questions as well, the mics will be passed on to you for the questions, but filhal abhi ke liye we'll just hand it over to our core crew on stage.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. As you see, there are many firsts on this table, and I'll tell you how there are many firsts. Our boss, KVS Manian, is the first Indian private banker to be MD and CEO of Federal Bank. Our ex-CEO was also with an MNC, so Manian, welcome, and thank you for signing this check for me. Vidya Balan ji is our first brand ambassador, and I can tell you it's not just me, but everybody in the company, 16,000 of us, are super stoked to have her. And I must tell you this, that a lot of people who I've met in the industry, and we've been speaking about it in, hush-hush tones, have told me that she's just the perfect fit for you, for the brand. I am incidentally the first CMO of Federal Bank, and it's the first Wednesday of March. So many firsts which are happening now. And I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions. We are very happy to take them. So I'll throw the floor open to all of you, and then between Manian and Vidya and me, we will respond to all of you. Thank you very much. That's Ankur from ET now. He's there.
Thank you so much, among many first, giving me chance or asking the first question. So first of all, congratulations to Vidya Balan and to Federal Bank for this partnership. My obvious question first is, what does this partnership means to you, Vidya? And to Mr. Manian, I want to ask, generally, when these kind of partnerships are done, a brand ambassador is hired, there is an expectation in terms of growth in business. So what do you expect from that?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. Today is very special because, like he just said, I am the first brand ambassador for Federal Bank, and I feel very proud of that because very much like Federal Bank, my roots lie in Kerala, but I work and I've spread my wings all over the country and received a lot of love. So I'm hoping that that love also gets shown to Federal Bank, because Federal Bank is, in my own personal experience, is a bank that inspires trust. You know, I've met lots of people who are multi-generational customers, and that doesn't happen very often. So this is a brand that marries both technology and the human interpersonal relationship, because काफी बार हम देखते हैं कि आजकल सब कुछ डिजिटाइज हो गया है, तो सब कुछ हम ऐप से कर लेते हैं, पर कभी-कभी लगता है कि I just want to speak to someone. I just want to get their advice on what I'm doing. For example, on your investments. At Federal Bank, you have both. I think that is very, very rare. So, मुझे बहुत खुशी है because I feel that it's a true marriage of values. It's almost like, I don't know whether Federal Bank espouses the values I stand for, or I espouse the values that Federal Bank stands for. So I do think this is a very valuable partnership and association. Actually, I can't say partnership, not yet. But association, so I'm very, very happy to be here today.
But thank you for that financial correction. She didn't say partnership, but an association. Thank you.
You asked about the Federal Bank's objective in doing this. You know that Federal Bank has been a strong brand in Kerala, and over the last few years has also forayed into the rest of the country and has aspirations to build the brand across the country and get that national positioning for the brand. And obviously, that means growth outside our core territory. Some of the things that Vidya already said, you know, we think that the brand, the ethos, the values it stands for, its personality has a lot in common with a person like Vidya, and therefore we thought it was a good combination to make. And good association to make, as we said, and obviously this means we really believe that a brand ambassador like Vidya will take us. She transcends the north-south divide. For the brand, we also want to do that going forward, and therefore we think our objectives are well served in this association with Vidya.
Hello. Hi, Vidya ma'am. What does financial independence mean to you as a woman? You know, in most of the families, the men are already doing the thing. Yeah. Yeah. So what does the financial independence mean to you as a woman? Because most of the men are doing it in the household and all.
No, we couldn't hear the last part of your question.
What does financial independence mean to you?
As a woman?
As a woman, I think, you know, I realized a few years ago that money is power, and it's not just important for you to earn money. You have to be in charge of your money. You have to decide how to spend your money, how to save your money, how to invest your money, and how to grow your money. So I think that because money power gives you the strength to be able to take on decisions for yourself, unapologetically, fearlessly. Because कितनी बार हमने सुना है कि especially when it comes to women, right? वो क्योंकि उनके पास और कोई जरिया नहीं है. They stay on, for example, in marriages that are not working for them. People are not able to chase their dreams and, for example, give up a job and do something, a long desired passion, because they've not taken care of their money. So I think financial independence is very empowering. It is key, in my opinion, for every individual, and that much more for every woman. जब मेरी शादी हो रही थी, तो मेरे पापा ने कहा, अच्छा अब शादी हो रही है. He used to handle my finances. He said, now let your husband handle it. I said, hello, where am I in all this? You know, why won't you trust me with handling my own money? I said, it's great, you know, that Siddharth is always there for me to take advice from. But, and my father's also there. But I said, I want to start taking charge of my money. And he said, but you don't know anything. You've never taken an interest. I said, I'll make a start now. और मैंने शुरू किया समझना कि, you know, we all love the smell and the touch of money. But actually, to handle your money, to know what to do with it, how much you have primarily. कितनी औरतें हैं जिनको ये भी नहीं पता है कि उनके पास कितना पैसा है. So, you know, that started, my relationship with money started changing. As I took charge, my money started growing. I have to be honest with you.
So, like you just said, you know, money is power. So, what does money actually mean to you, and what do you have to? What
I love money.
And what?
Who doesn't?
Okay.
No, what does? Really, money gives you buying power, not just in terms of material things, not just in terms of houses. It gives you security. You know, it allows you to lead the life you want to be leading. Once that is taken care of, you know, money is not the be-all and end-all of happiness, but we all know that money is a very crucial component. If that is taken care of, then you can actually live your life to the fullest, in the truest way possible that you want to. And सबके पास बहुत से ज़्यादा पैसा होना ज़रूरी नहीं है. But you have to have enough to make you feel that I'm self-sufficient. कि मैं अपने आप में, you know, काफ़ी हूँ. I'm enough. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
हाय मैम, पहले तो आपको बहुत ढेरों सारी बधाइयाँ फेडरल बैंक के एम्बेसडर बनने के लिए, और फेडरल बैंक को भी. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है मैम कि वुमेंस डे आ रहा है, आपकी तरफ से जैसे आपने ऐसे बोला कि वुमेन किस तरह से फाइनेंशियली आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, लेकिन बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वो उनमें हिंदी में कहें तो जागरूकता नहीं है फाइनेंशियल चीज़ों को लेके. छोटी छोटी बचत करती हैं वो अपने घरों में, कहीं डब्बों में छुपा के रखती हैं, कहीं कुछ रखती हैं. कोविड के दौरान बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी ये सामने भी आई थी. तो आप क्या कहेंगी ऐसी वुमेंस के लिए जो मिडिल क्लास हैं, जो अपने घर में छोटी छोटी सेविंग करती हैं, क्या उन्हें बैंक की तरफ आना चाहिए, और अपनी मनी को किस तरह से, जैसे आपने बोला ना, ग्रो कैसे करना है, इसको लेके आप क्या बोलती हैं, और ख़ुद का इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ करना पसंद करती हैं ये. और एक फेडरल बैंक से क्वेश्चन है सर, कि आपने नो डाउट फर्स्ट एम्बेसडर चूज़ किया है, जैसे उन्होंने बोला कि कुछ ग्रोथ भी देख रहे होंगे. सिचुएशन जो चल रही है आजकल, उसको देखते हुए बैंक्स की तरफ से क्या पॉलिसीज़ हैं, और वुमेंस के लिए क्या कुछ नई पॉलिसीज़ आप लोग लेके आएंगे, कुछ ज़्यादा ब्याज दर के साथ, या कुछ अलग से? काफ़ी बैंक्स देते हैं और दे रहे हैं, आपका इस पर क्या योजना है, कह सकते हैं, क्या आगे प्लान है? थैंक यू सो मच.
आपने विमेन के बारे में बात की. मैं पहले आपको ये बता दूं कि हमारे वर्कफोर्स में 43% are women, and this is one of the largest percentages that any bank in India has. तो women हमारे लिए सिर्फ प्रेजेंटेशन की बात नहीं है, हम एक्चुअली इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं. 43% of our workforce is women. So that is one. Second, we also have specific products and programs for women in our product suites, and we always look at women as a segment which is very, very important. Even in an NR segment, we have a product called NR Eve, because काफ़ी non-resident people have their families back here and they work outside. So we always think of the women when we think of products, and it remains very central to us. So women हमारे लिए केवल एक बोलने की बात नहीं है, हम एक्चुअली इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं.
मैम आपसे आंसर चाहिए. पहला तो आप क्या कहेंगी, खासकर फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंसी आपने बताया, लेकिन जागरूकता को लेके जो वुमेंस में बहुत, जो वर्किंग है उनमें है, लेकिन बहुत सारी ऐसी हैं जो वर्किंग नहीं है, गृहिणी हैं, उनको लेके, और आप कहाँ इन्वेस्ट करना पसंद करती हैं, ये बताएं.
आई थिंक हम सबको जागरूकता फैलाने की ज़रूरत है. एज अ ब्रांड एम्बेसडर फॉर फेडरल बैंक, मैं वो ऑफ कोर्स मेरा काम वही होगा, पर वी आर नॉट जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट फेडरल बैंक, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वुमेन एट लार्ज, राइट. और मुझे लगता है कि कितनी अच्छी बात होती कि किसी बेटी के पैदा होने पर पहले उसके नाम में बैंक अकाउंट खोला जाए. दिस वुड बी माई शुरुआत. And I'm saying you should not even require a minimum balance to have, to open an account in the name of a newborn girl child. That's the least we can do to make sure that they are comfortable with having their own bank accounts. फिर वो सोचेंगे, काफ़ी आज तो बहुत लोगों के पास देश में बैंक अकाउंट्स हैं. 5-7 साल पहले तक वो नहीं था, पर आज वो सिचुएशन बदल गई है. और मैं यही चाहूँगी कि हर दिस इज़ माई ड्रीम फॉर एवरी गर्ल इन द कंट्री, कि बिकॉज हम कहते भी हैं कि लड़की लक्ष्मी होती है, तो उसकी शुरुआत ऐसे क्यों ना, बाय इन्वेस्टिंग इन हर, इवन इफ इट्स आई एम सेइंग 100 रुपीज़, 1000 रुपीज़, जितना आपसे बन पड़े आप वो अकाउंट खोलो. सो शी इज़ कंफर्टेबल विथ इन्वेस्टिंग in herself, for herself, by herself. ये बहुत ज़रूरी है. यहाँ से हम अगर शुरुआत करेंगे तो धीरे धीरे women will begin to understand the power of that money. Women will begin to value themselves more. You asked me about money a little while ago. I think money is value for oneself also. So this would be, आई थिंक उस तरह से हम लोग जागरूकता फैला पाएंगे. What else did you ask me? One more thing.
मैम आप कहाँ इन्वेस्ट करना पसंद करती हैं, किस तरह के इन्वेस्ट?
मैं तो बहुत डाइवर्सिफाइड इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स में इन्वेस्ट करती हूँ, पर आई फील वेरी प्राउड टू से कि अब मैं ये कह पाती हूँ. 10 साल पहले जब 10 साल नहीं 12 साल पहले जब मेरी शादी हुई, जब मेरे पापा ने मुझसे ये कहा कि तुम तो कुछ जानती नहीं हो, यू हैव ऑलवेज सेड मुझे इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, मैंने वो बदला. एंड टुडे आई नो वेयर आई एम इन्वेस्टिंग माई मनी, आई मेक माई ओन डिसीजंस. ऑफ कोर्स काफ़ी बार मैं अपने पापा से एडवाइस लेती हूँ, सिद्धार्थ से एडवाइस लेती हूँ, पर फाइनल कॉल इज़ वॉट आई टेक अंडर द गाइडेंस ऑफ माई फाइनेंशियल कोच. एंड इट्स ग्रेट टू बी हैंडलिंग योर ओन मनी. लड़कियां औरतें घर चलाती हैं, उस तरह से देखा जाए तो हम देश चला रही हैं. So the impossible is nothing for us.
थैंक यू मैम.
मैं 2 पॉइंट्स ऐड करना चाह रहा हूँ जो मनीन सर ने आपको बताया, एंड ये दिस इज द नुएंस ऑफ द ब्रांड. जब सर ने बताया कि हमारे यहाँ पे 43% 42% विमेन वर्कफोर्स है, एक और उसके साथ अंक जुड़ता है कि हमारे यहाँ पे जो एट्रिशन है वो 4% से कम है. आवर एट्रिशन इन द वर्कफोर्स इज लेस देन 4%. दिस इज ऑल्सो एन इंडस्ट्री हाई. Now, when you connect it back to the women, industry low, sorry. When you connect it back to the women, it means that these ladies have joined us as probationary officers, as clerks, and have had full-fledged careers in which they've had marriages, kids, in-laws falling unwell, parents falling unwell. It tells you very, very strongly about how the work culture is. So DEI has come of age today, but I think here is a bank which has been practicing DEI for over the last 90 years. So it tells you very strongly about the brand. मेरे बारे में और मेरी टीम के बारे में हम लोग जब भी एड्स बनाते हैं, आप टिपिकली देखोगे फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज के एड्स जो हैं उसमें 2 जेंटलमैन होते हैं जो हाथ मिलाते हैं. द हैंडशेक इज द मोस्ट फेमस इमेज ऑफ अ फाइनेंशियल सर्विस एड अपार्ट फ्रॉम अ पिज्जा, इफ यू जॉग योर मेमोरी. बट यू विल सी दैट कॉन्शियसली इन अ लॉट ऑफ आवर एडवर्टाइजिंग देयर आर विमेन. In fact, I reject creatives from my team in which there is only a man which is there. And to that extent, when Manian mentioned about the NRI Eve account, it is actually meant for somebody who could be a homemaker but could be a woman in her own right because she's going out and investing, she's quit a active corporate life. क्योंकि हम लोग हमेशा women को corporate lens से देखते हैं, but a lot of work which a woman does is not in a corporate kind of situation, but even otherwise. I mean, I can tell you about my mom. She was a teacher, and the fact that I'm sitting and talking to you here is because she worked through and through. So there are a lot of nuances. I'm just trying to bring around the brand, that it is not कि it is happens कि suddenly हमने विद्या जी को ले लिया तो अभी हम सब अभी नारी शक्ति का मास्क लेके जाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं है कुछ.
मैं एक और बात कहना चाहती हूँ. 2011 में जब डर्टी पिक्चर रिलीज हुई, उसके बाद मुझे बहुत सारे एंडोर्समेंट ऑफर्स आए. उसमें सिर्फ बैंक और कार मिसिंग था. तो मैंने अपनी टीम से कहा कि अरे मुझे एक बैंक एंडोर्स करना है. You know, I want to be brand ambassador for a bank. और I said, it's अजीब है कि कोई बैंकिंग किसी बैंक से मुझे ऑफर नहीं आया. तो they said, okay, we'll speak to the few banks that we know hire brand ambassadors. And then I was told, you remember that, Shanti? Bank after bank said, nee, you know, we don't want a woman brand ambassador because financial decisions are not made by women. And I feel so proud today as brand ambassador for Federal Bank that that narrative is changing. And I hope, hopefully there's a car endorsement also soon. You know, because we need to drive our own stories. We need to be in charge of our narratives. I feel very, very happy today. मुझे suddenly ये ध्यान आया.
So, to borrow from your industry, हर इश्क का एक वक्त होता है. वैसे हर विश का भी एक वक्त होता है.
Yes.
आपका वो विश कामयाब नहीं हुआ, इसका ये मतलब नहीं कि कमजोर था, उसका वो वक्त नहीं था.
Correct,
That
correct.
happened on 5th of March 2025 with Federal Bank.
Absolutely.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
First, a compliment. You're looking very pretty and
Thank you.
I wanted to know, is there any investment which you regret doing?
I've only ever regretted investments of time in often when it's not brought me joy. You know, sometimes you end up doing a film. Sometimes you end up spending time with people who you feel don't really add anything to your life, but you feel you must do it. And today I think I'm also at that age. I think post 40 women just feel liberated and free. You know, I don't do anything that I don't want to be doing. Of course there are otherwise, you know, छोटा मोटा कुछ खरीद लिया और आपको लगता है यार मैंने क्यों खरीदा. वैसे I'm not a big shopper or anything, but कभी कभी वो होता है. But when you talk about, I think the only investments sometimes I regret are the ones where I've invested time and energy, because that's also money.
Absolutely. And which is your favorite financial instrument?
I think mutual funds.
सही है.
Yeah, सही है.
Thank you. Thank you.
हेलो.
Hi.
या एज एन दिव्या है तो वहाँ लक्ष्मी आनी जरूरी है. दैट इज व्हाट द सेइंग इन.
Thank you.
एज एन शेयर होल्डर्स, व्हाट विल बी योर से फ्रॉम द बैंक और फ्रॉम योर एंड?
You don't say, let Mangeet take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, but
Just,
No, of course.
I said earlier, I genuinely feel that Federal Bank as a bank is very well poised for a breakthrough moment from here. Yeah? And we do believe that having built a franchise over last 90 years, we are in a good position to break through into the top 5 banks that we want to be. That is the ambition the bank has. And of course, if it becomes top 5, it is not only about the bank, it is about all the stakeholders of the bank, including its shareholders, its depositors, its employees. I do believe that taking the bank to that league will benefit all of them. So let's enjoy that journey over the next 5-6 years in taking the bank to the next league.
And I feel Federal Bank is powering the Indian story and taking it, you know, for example, they started in the south, they're slowly moving northwards. It'll be national at some point and who knows, global even sooner.
Yes.
Good luck to us for that.
So, just on the global part, I want to add that we have a very significant presence in the Middle East. Manian?
Yeah. So, since you just mentioned global, I think it's important to tell. We are probably the largest private bank in the non-resident business. So we have the largest share of the non-resident business among private sector banks, one. Two, 20% of remittances, private remittances, individual remittances that happen into the country are routed through Federal Bank. We have the largest share in the country of that remittance. So in some ways, beyond India, of course, the non-resident population, we are also one of the favorite banks for the non-resident population of the country. And to that extent, we transcend beyond India's borders and do bank for many people who live abroad.
Manian, the remittance business is what, $130 billion coming into India?
Yes, and like I said, 20% of that remittance happens through our bank, which through our partners and all that we route that remittance into India. Yeah.
Congratulations, madam, for being the brand ambassador of Federal Bank.
Thank you.
My question is regarding senior citizens. Which is the ideal way of saving money for senior citizens, whether it is fixed deposits or investing in share market or purchase of gold or real estate. I am expecting answer from all three.
Yeah, you know, my job as brand ambassador is to...
Financial experts can...
No, they should be answering that because they strategize, they know the business of making money grow, of keeping our money safe. I will convey that to you.
Let me segue you into an answer.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned about your parents, your dad doing your investments, and then, you know, at a point in time it was Siddharth and you. But if now on the flip side, if you were to advise mom and dad, where should they go out and do it? So you could probably answer him in that context. Of course, Manian will tell you about products which senior citizens should look at.
I think you were asking me what is... I didn't pay attention to the question because I was like...
Where
yeah.
senior citizens invest is what he wants to know. So in your case, now you're advising your parents.
Oh my God. I'll ask my financial coach for her advice and then I will decide. But I do think that mutual funds are the way to go today. Am I right on that?
We should diversify, so you're right, but Manian will add to
Yeah.
what we say.
No, so, you know, as your risk appetite theoretically should go down. Financial advice is never, it's always tailor-made to a person and to a individual as well as to a section, right? You cannot apply the same rules to everybody. But broadly speaking, as you age and depending on your level of financial security, your risk appetite should change. So if your financial security is moderate and you are aging, you should generally tend to safer instruments like FDs and products like that. But if your financial security is good and you are aging, you may still want to keep a significant part of your, not significant, but some part of your investments in equities. And a good way of putting into equities is, of course, mutual fund equities. So I would say, overall, as you age, you should shift to safer instruments. FDs is one of them. But in general, move to more balanced funds rather than, let's say, pure equity funds, things like that. So principle-wise, yes, but like I said, depends on your financial security and your financial needs on a month-to-month basis, right?
Yeah, so you know, I would have, from my limited understanding, I would have said more debt, less equity.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Done? We have forms for you to open federal bank accounts for those of you who don't have accounts already. Thank you very much.
So that's exactly why we want to tell you कि रिश्ता आपसे है, सिर्फ आपसे नहीं. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I have to bring that up since you have. Rishta aapse hai, sirf aapse nahi, you know. While the younger generations, millennials and your Gen Zs are more comfortable with apps, what I find is that people from an older generation want that personal. Yeah? And
Even the young people want a person. A large part of our mental health issues is क्योंकि हम लोग bot परेशान है, BOT. Because everything is a conversation with a bot, and the youngsters are more stressed because they don't have people to talk to. Life cannot be in an autopilot mode.
Right.
So contrary to what popular belief is that while they may be, comfortable with the apps, the stress is because they don't have mama, papa, they don't have a friend, best friend to go to.
Right.
And hence this balancing is important. I mean, you in your business or industry, you need to be absolutely fit. But too much of notification, कि अभी आपकी सांस फूल रही है, अभी हो रहा है, it really makes you anxious.
Yeah.
So,
No, absolutely. No, that's not what I meant. I'm saying, this beautifully bridges the gap for even someone who, I remember you told me about an incident where, I actually saw it in one of your ads, where one of the customers brought a wedding card to the...
it's a true story.
Yeah,
It's a true
yeah.
story.
To invite the bank official for her wedding. She wanted to do it personally because she felt the banker had, really contributed to her life and supported her in so many ways beyond just handling her money. But I feel this is, when there's a mix of both, all generations, which is why I guess you have the multi-generational customer base. Yeah.
Shall we wrap up?
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for your
Thank
time.
you so much.
So much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where we are celebrating another great occasion which will be a remark in another good chapter in the history of Federal Bank. Over the years, we have launched a lot of initiatives and campaigns. And this launch is very special as it will be again building the brand Federal across the country and beyond. As you all know, Federal Bank, now one of the leading private sector banks in the country, we started with a humble beginning 94 years back from God's own country, that is Kerala. And we can proudly say today, we are having more than 1,550 branches across the country, out of which more than 900 are outside the state of Kerala. That again denotes our national presence. Our view, our vision, our aspiration is to become the most admired bank, which is being fueled by 19 million plus and growing customer base who have been loyal to us like we are loyal to them. And we always believe in the Federal family culture. That is, we always say, Rishta aapse hai, sirf aap se nahi. And today, as we all are looking at, here we have one of the leading stars of the country who has mesmerized her audience with her brilliant performances. She is known for her transformative roles in Indian cinema, breaking the barriers with choice of a diverse and unconventional roles. I don't want to reveal much into that because I can see the excitement each and every one of you, and let that brew for a few more seconds. But one thing I can tell with a lot of conviction, like this coming together is of two great brands in the country. And again, I am grateful to welcome all of you, all our esteemed clients and media to this August occasion. I extend my hearty welcome to our beloved MD and CEO, Mr. KVS Manian, our Executive Director, Mr. Harsh Dugar, our CFO, Mr. Venkatraman Venkateshan, and all other members, executives and members of staff who have joined here. Now, let's sit back and relax to see the powerful partnership between two legendary brands. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. He's given us a hint as to what Kahani Ek Naye Rishte Ki is. Of course, नए रिश्ते जब बनते हैं तो बहुत अच्छे ही रहते हैं, लेकिन इतिहास के पन्नों में जब वो कहानी के रूप में परिवर्तित की जाए तो अलग ही बात हो जाती है. And we at Federal Bank are very glad to be associated with a personality whose values and ethics resonate so much with ours. Like they say, roots from God's own country, but spreading their wings across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to request you to keep your eyes glued onto the big screen as we introduce to you and tell you a little more about our special guests for the day and with whom a nayi kahani, a nayi rishta begins.
Some journeys redefine the rules. She walked into an industry where the script was already written, but she rewrote the narrative. She chose roles that weren't just characters, they were statements. She believed in breaking barriers, not just box office records. She wasn't just being a part of the films, she was inspiring change through them, just like us. In banking, tradition was the norm, but we chose innovation. While others focused on transactions, we built relationships. We've been breaking barriers, embracing progress, and redefining banking. And some journeys remind us of our own. Vidya Balan isn't just an icon. She's an inspiration. A woman who, like us, believes in resilience, trust, and authenticity. She didn't follow a set path. She created her own. Just like the people we serve, chasing dreams, building futures. A name that radiates excellence. A presence that feels like family. And today, she becomes a part of us. A warm welcome to you, Vidya. क्योंकि रिश्ता आपसे है, सिर्फ ऐप से नहीं.
The anticipation is palpable. I know we've all been waiting for this. A moment where we welcome an icon, a powerhouse of talent, wit, and also the epitome of grace and brilliance. A woman who inspires millions, both with her on-screen performances and persona as a human being. Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set for her grand entry. Are you? If you are, please applaud as we welcome on stage Brand Ambassador for Federal Bank, Nayi Rishte Ki Ek Shuruaat, Vidya Balan as she joins us. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the family. We call ourselves the Federal Bank, and so pleased to have you here with us this wonderful afternoon. If I can please request you to be here. Well, I know the center stage, the limelight is all hers, but we'd just like to set the stage for the fireside chat because we would have our leaders from Federal Bank joining her on stage in the next few seconds for a fireside chat as well. From television to making her debut in the Bengal film industry to Bollywood and name it. Stereotype is something that you'll never associate it with this beautiful lady here. And as she's already present on stage as the brand ambassador for Federal Bank, it's my pleasure to welcome on stage our Managing Director and CEO, Mr. KVS Manian, as well as CMO Federal Bank, Mr. MVS Murthy on stage for a quick fireside chat session. Vidya Balan in conversation with our Managing Director and CEO, being moderated by Mr. MVS Murthy.
Good afternoon, everybody, and I'm told that we are running little behind schedule, so I'm going to go a bit of off script. And before we begin our conversation, I want to put out a video of somebody who's very special, and I'm getting goosebumps because if it was not for that person, we wouldn't have had Vidya here. So can I request the console to play that video? And Vidya, maybe you'll have to see it on this side or whichever is convenient for you. Yeah.
Hi Vidya, congratulations on your association with Federal Bank as the bank's brand ambassador. this is your first bank endorsement, and I wish you and Federal Bank all the very best for a long, pleasant, and fruitful association. Good luck and God bless.
Of fathers and daughters, and I know how it feels like. तो विद्या जी, कैसा लग रहा है आपको हम सब के सामने समक्ष होकर?
बहुत खुशी महसूस हो रही है। जैसे मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के दौरान कि मेरी इच्छा थी कि बहुत सालों से मैं किसी बैंक के लिए ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बनना चाहती थी, पर आज तो उस सपने पे 4 चांद लग गए, क्योंकि मैं ना सिर्फ एक बैंक की ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बनी हूँ, मैं फेडरल बैंक की ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बनी हूँ। तो एंड दिस वाज अ लवली सरप्राइज। मुझे पता नहीं था कि पापा ने ये वीडियो किया है, सो थैंक यू वेरी मच। आई थिंक ही इज पार्शियल because the Federal Bank comes from Kerala, even as it spreads its wings everywhere else, and that's our story too. My father, and I was of course born and brought up here, but ये हमारी कहानी है, so I think he takes special pride in this one.
No, it's felt, and I must thank him through you for having spent some time and shared this. I think it's also very personal. Because when our kids, I'm also an uncle now, so I can say when our kids grow up, it's a different kind of feeling. But I want to get Manian in at this point in time, and I want to bring him to a conversation he had much before he joined the bank. We were having a coffee at Trident, and you told me, MVS सोच, brand ambassador के बारे में सोच, कब आएगा पता नहीं, but सोचना चाहिए हमको इसके बारे में. So is Vidya too early, too late, or are you going to give me a green tick mark on this one?
So he's right. When I first met him, even before I joined, I had a chat with him, and I did broach this topic. But this is what one calls serendipity. Vidya, if you recall, we coincidentally do one program jointly with Network 18 called Sanjeevani, and that espouses cancer as a cause, and we happened to meet there. Right, and because we sponsor that program, and Vidya is the brand ambassador for that program, and we happened to meet there, and that's what got me thinking. And then, of course, it's such a coincidence that first we meet there, and then I start thinking about you and Federal Bank. So many things that look similar. Like you said, first the roots, right? Of course, both are from roots in Kerala or whatever. But more importantly, even qualities like versatility, brands which have made an impact in broader India context, not just regional, authenticity, versatility, or I would say thinking. I would like when I would associate you with a thinking personality. So many things rang a bell, right? So I think green tick.
Thanks, Mani. So Vidya, I'll come back to the inception with you. When you got to hear for the first time that Federal Bank wants you to be their brand ambassador, what were the first set of thoughts that came to your mind? I know you spoke about not having a bank in your roster of work that you did, but what were your first thoughts when Federal Bank came to you?
The first thought, firstly, hello everyone. How rude of me not to have said hello when I came on stage. I think the first image that popped into my mind was seeing Federal Bank everywhere in Kerala. And then the fact that I met the two of you at the Sanjeevani Network 18 event. I was like, this is what we call the interconnectedness of life. You don't realize how one thing leads to another. And I remember having this conversation about banking and about investments and all with both of you that day. And then the next thing I know is, you all sent a message through my agent saying this is something you all want to explore. I was very, very happy because it's a bank that has great credibility, and has, this is something I knew even before the association happened to me, that you all have multi-generational customers. So I knew that y'all inspire trust.
Yes.
And at the same time, y'all have kept up with the times and y'all are, y'all have embraced technology and digitization beautifully. So I think it almost felt like we were aligned, we were meant to be, because the kind of roles that I've done have been an extension of who I am or the way I think. And I think I'm someone who holds on to my traditions while, I'd like to believe that I have a very progressive today mindset, and yet I'm not letting go of my traditional roots. So I think it just felt like the perfect marriage to me. So I was very, very excited.
Vidya, you said it was meant to be. The day we met, just 3 days before that, I told you that. I met Siddharth.
Yes.
In some event, right? So I and Siddharth were talking. Of course, at that time we had no idea this will happen.
Right.
But like you said, certain things are meant to be, and they are meant to happen.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to ask you one more sub question to this. आपको ऐसे नहीं लगा कि यार regional brand है, मैं क्या करूँगी? I have a large presence pan India. Did those thoughts cross your mind?
No, not at all. Firstly, I don't look at it as regional or national or today, I think more than ever that is irrelevant.
Yeah.
And I see Federal Bank as being poised to make that big leap nationally. I can see that already happening, right? Because before our meeting, I did do some reading up and research. And so I knew that was, and I'm very greedy. Even if y'all were only in Kerala, but it was a great opportunity for me because it's, I endorse lots of brands, but I try and choose brands that I feel a certain, sometimes it's a brand I use, sometimes it's a brand I feel an affinity with, something you've grown up with. Sometimes it's a brand that espouses your values and mindset. And I think with Federal Bank, all the boxes got ticked. So there was no question, and I know that here is a hope for us to grow together. I haven't done a Malayalam film in the longest time. Who knows? Maybe.
I think Malayalam, Manorama and Mathrubhumi are here. She's giving you a hint that...
No. And my career was supposed to start there. So I see everything like I see the interconnectedness. I spoke about the interconnectedness of life. I don't see, I see that my life has moved from point A to point C sometimes before reaching point B. But that's how it's meant to be, So I don't plan, I don't strategize. If it's a good opportunity, it's great. I don't think scale, I think scale happens.
Right. I want to ask you, and this is not an ask actually, I want to share with everybody that Vidya ji has been gracious enough to even before agreeing to become our brand ambassador or agreeing to come on stage, she's a Federal Bank customer already.
Yes.
In a day's time, we showed her all the chutzpah and the razzmatazz of how an account can be opened in less than 24 hours. And I think we were slightly little because she was out for some shoot or something of that sort. So a big hand from the Federal Bank team because the brand ambassador is walking her talk. She's first a customer and then a brand ambassador.
Murthy, you didn't tell them that we opened the account with a number ending with her date of birth.
That's right. The last 4 digits are a date of birth. I'm not telling you the year, but it is 0101. So it's a binary number.
I think 010196. No, but it's fantastic. I have to tell you, my father was so happy because I was traveling. My father completed all the formalities. And he said, this is the shortest time it's taken him to open a bank account. And which is incredible. So thank you.
No, and as somebody who's the custodian of the brand for 16,000 of us, look at the play which is happening. There is a senior citizen, he's in his 70s, I guess.
Yes.
And there is somebody who's closer to Gen Z, who's very high on technology, but we are managing both the Rishta and the tech part of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Manian, to you, the one word which you are getting all of us to seep in is breakthrough. Okay? I want to ask you, and this is for all of our colleagues and some of our customers who are here, how do you see this association propelling the breakthrough agenda that you want to do with the bank?
You are right. I think, Federal as a brand, as a bank is, I think, poised to at such a good position. If you look at our history, it's a 90-year-old history. We are clearly leagues ahead of what are called usually the old private sector banks, right? We are leagues ahead of them. We're just short of what I would call the top 5 private sector banks in India, and I think we are in touching distance of that. So the reason I call it breakthrough is I think we need to break through into that league, and I genuinely believe with the work that has been done for decades in this bank, we are well poised and very ideally suited to make that breakthrough. And one of the things about that breakthrough is, of course, to get the brand more national in character. I think we are proud of our origins, where we originated. We have done a fantastic job of the brand in that part of the country, Kerala. But I think the brand, with its strength, can make its mark nationally and become much bigger and be in the top league. And that's the breakthrough we want to make, right, in the next few years. And I think, like I said, this transcending the brand from south to north is in some way what Vidya has done also, right? She talked about her roots in Palghat. She talked about her career could have begun even in Malayalam films, and she finally made a mark here. So I think these are important transitions that happen, and these happen once in a lifetime for any individual, for any institution. And I think we are poised at that historical point. And I am very sure that together with Vidya, we will take this brand to rightful place. Right?
Marina, I want to ask you a very marketing question, but marketing also impacts everybody in the organization. So it's like the middle order batsman, as they say. You've worked with a lot of celebrities in your earlier job, and not consistently one, but different celebrities for different businesses. So in that context, how should all of us, beginning from the marketing team and the corporate banking team and the retail team and our, compliance and risk functions, how should we all leverage the presence of a very prolific brand ambassador to power the business?
No, so I think, there are multiple ways we'll work with Vidya. One is, of course, we will do an film and go take it to through the mass media to various people. But I think we'll also try and engage Vidya with some of our clients like this events at which we can do. More importantly, I think, one of the things we all can do as we go through this journey is to remain authentic to what we stand for, right? And I think that is something that even as we involve Vidya, like I mentioned, one of the qualities I think also is relevant in this association is the authenticity of the brand and the values that we have stood for, Rishta, and these values. We have to continue to underline these values, these qualities, and we just live the brand and make Vidya live this brand along with us for people.
Yes. Vidya, to you, and I'm going to turn this question around. So zara dil tham ke suniye mere prashn ko. We all keep saying that we are a 42% women employee company. You are a very, very prolific lady in your own right. But we forget about the other 58%, which is the men in our lives. 2 men here next to you. And you have 3 prolific men in your own life who we know of because of what we see of you, Siddharth, and your brother-in-law and dad, whom we just saw. And one of the things which also happens in a workplace like ours is that I think our lady colleagues, we have Shalini Warrior, who's our executive director. I would want to believe and take a brownie point is because we men also must be doing something right to create a fabulous work environment. Your thoughts to the women leadership in our team through a segue of how the men have an equally important role to play.
Oh, absolutely. There's no taking away from that, I think. And we've, recognized, honored, celebrated that forever. Maybe we are hungry because this is new for us now. So we want to appropriate more of the attention on ourselves. And, because it's new, we have to also constantly encourage and motivate and inspire each other. But I don't think there's anyone's ever questioning the contribution of men in an organization. I think, but, I don't mean this, I mean this in the best possible way, that men need to equally, not just in forums like this and not just through appointments. I know you said attrition rate is very, very low with Federal Bank, but I think amongst colleagues also recognize and value what women bring to the table. And women in turn, have to value themselves, because we do end up valuing the men in our lives, including our colleagues and our bosses. It's that much easier than when it comes from a woman. So I think, I don't think there's ever a question of not acknowledging what men bring to the table. They have done so historically. This is new for us. So I think we feel the need to celebrate that and acknowledge that much more. But I think there is no world without men and women. It's equally, we are equal stakeholders in the creation of this world. And therefore, it has to be in every other, in the perpetuation of it.
Yes.
Within organizations and the world at large.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I also want to bring to the notice of everybody that incidentally today, our ED has been appointed as the chairperson of the CIA chapter in Kerala. So I think she's one of the leading lights when it comes to banking. I want to do a bit of a rapid fire with you.
Oh, okay.
We'll sort of bring it here. So on genre, is it horror, is it comedy, or is it biopics?
Comedy, always.
Okay.
I love to have a good laugh.
Yeah.
And I'm dying to do a comedy. So if I get to do a comedy, just make people laugh, that'll be the best thing I can do.
I want to jog your memory to a movie, Parinita.
Yes.
Okay, and I picked this movie up particularly because when you want to play Parinita, there is also a background. There are legends who have played that role, and there has been a whole production house and stuff like that. When you were playing that role, and in the context of the bank also, was there this weight of expectation? Okay, I have to deliver better than the previous set, and how do you navigate that moment? The moment of, it's also a moment of epiphany, right? Wow, this is the role that I'm going to go on into where somebody else is.
I don't think that was even a consideration in my mind. This was my one opportunity to make it work. If I had carried the weight of expectations with me, of the fact that, before me, there's been a Meena Kumari, there's been a Maushmi Chatterjee who've done Parinita, then I wouldn't have been able to do it. I was only focused, I remember people asking me, how was it like, shooting with Saif Ali Khan and Sanjay Dutt? And I said, you could have cast me opposite a tree and I would have still given it my best, because for me, it was a make or break. But of course, after the film was done, I was like, and I hadn't watched their films before consciously. Dada, Pradeep Sarkar, my director, didn't want me to. I watched Bimal Roy's Parinita after the release of my film, and I felt like, oh God, thank God I didn't watch it before. Then maybe I wouldn't have been able to, but I think I gave it my all, and that was the only thing one can ever do. We can never be as good as the other,
Yeah.
but we're not any lesser than the other. I think that's what's propelled me ahead, despite the fact that I come from a complete non-film background. This self-belief, this hunger is the only thing that has seen me through.
Thank you. Those are key words for us also. Self-belief, hunger, not worrying about the legacy, but trying to go out and give your best. Not, of course, watching your rear, but driving in front is very important so that somebody doesn't come and bump into you. The other question which I wanted to ask you was that you have also played some very, very, very prolific characters. Shakuntala Devi, you did Mr. Mangal. You're also cued in to the India story, which is coming in. What is your thought about how this country is being seen? And I have a sub-question to that, but I'll hold on to that.
Okay. I just think that for a while now, India has begun to be seen in a different light. Everything Indian is being appreciated that much more now. We don't need, I think there is more self-confidence in India now. So we're not looking for others to validate us. We are taking great pride in who we are. And I think that therefore we're having more of a global impact. We're not letting go of what's local. We are instead celebrating that, which is why I think we are able to connect with, to make an impact on people across the globe. So I think we're actually brownie points for just being us more than ever now, and that's what's going to help the breakthrough for Federal Bank and for, that's my opinion as a country.
Manian, to you, not letting go of the local, not letting go of our ethnic, organic values. And you have traveled so much across the bank, you have met people. And when you compare it with the other investment bankers you meet or other CEOs, how do you think that this will really power our character in our journey of the breakthrough?
So, as I traveled through the first few months across the firm, across geography, one thing that we have, which we want to keep going, is the pride of being a federal. And I think pride of being a federal is so intense that it is something that is going to help us propel ourselves going forward. And, whether it is to do with Kerala as a state, I think, one of the things I have been saying that the culture of service is quite, ingrained in our culture. So I find the commitment to serve people well is something, probably it has something to do with Kerala as a state. And I think that is some core value that we have evolved over a period of time. That is again something that as we grow out and become bigger, these two things, pride of being a federal and the commitment to service, if we can just keep that, hold on to those qualities. And, the Rishta is an outcome of that commitment to that service, right? Because, so I think if we can hold on to these two core values, yes, as we grow bigger and beyond, I think it'll really serve us well.
So Vidya, इस आगाज से आवाम को बहुत उम्मीदें हैं. And I want to close this conversation by telling you this, and it's not mine. So far I've been off script, but ये मुझे पढ़ना पड़ेगा अभी. कि from कहानी of trust to the ishkiyan of relationships, Federal Bank brings a Sherni-like confidence to banking. With a Mission Mangal vision, we ensure banking is not a bhul bhulaiya, but a bond that makes you say lage raho. Because rishta aap se hai, sirf aap se nahi.
I love that.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Vidya Balan, Brand Ambassador of Federal Bank. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you everyone. And thank you MVS and Mr. Manyan.
Well, we hope all of you enjoyed the conversations that happened in the last few minutes. And as our leaders at the helm of affairs of Federal Bank pose for a few photographs with our newly appointed brand ambassador, we would like to present a token of our heartfelt appreciation to Vidya Balan for her association with us and requesting our Managing Director and CEO to kindly present a memento to express the same. Ma'am spoke about how she genuinely is associated with the bank now and has opened an account as well. And the Federal Bank way, the Federal Bank style, we would like to request Mr. KVS Manian sir to present a welcome kit to our brand ambassador, as she is now a proud account holder too of Federal Bank. so much, ma'am. May I please request you to occupy your seat amidst the audience? We have a special performance coming up next. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, gentlemen. Today is a day of celebration, of course. We have had the fireside chat, but they always say when you have a fine day, no matter what point of the day it is, it could be mornings or evenings or the afternoons, music is perhaps the best way that you unwind. And today, this afternoon, we present before you one such unique band who call themselves Tunes, and for them, music doesn't really require an instrument. They take pride in the fact that for them, music can happen without instruments too. Very popular and unique for the same, we present before you one of such very rare bands that originate from the country as they take center stage for a special performance. And I'm sure there are going to be a few Vidya Balan numbers too, because we take you through Tunes and into the world of music. Naye Rishte ki Shuruaat.
Good morning, Mumbai, and good morning, Federal Bank.
You guys must be wondering, यार ये दोपहर में हम good morning क्यों बोल रहे हैं? I mean, of course, we all know who is here, and we had to start with the most iconic line. Can we please have a huge round of applause, please? A quick story. So what happened is, yaar, since the past couple of days, we were wondering who is going to get to say this because it's so iconic, and we only realized, yaar, nobody can be as charming as you, ma'am. So without further ado, Devushi, what are we doing today?
So, hello everyone. We are Tunes. We are a fully no instrument band. And what we are about to do right now for you guys is 100% vocals. And it's a very special performance for the most special person here today. So, here we go.
La la la, hey hey hey, you are mine. La la la, hey hey hey, say you're mine. मैंने पूछा एक घटा से इठला के चली कहाँ, प्यास की भरी ज़मीं है बरसों में बरसा होना।
थोड़ा वो पिल्लाई थोड़ा सा तिल्लाई कर जी रहा फिर वहाँ, भीतर लुटाती फिर झम 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 कर से पिया बोले पिया बोले क्या ये बोले जानो ना जिया डोले हाले हाले क्यों ये डोले जानो ना पिया बोले क्या ये बोले जानो ना जिया डोले हाले हाले क्यों ये डोले जानो ना।
ऐसी उलझी नजर उनसे हटती नहीं, दांत से रेशमी डोर कटती नहीं, उम्र बरस के सफेद हो गए, कारी बदरी जवानी की छटती नहीं, वल्ला ये धड़कन बढ़ने लगी है, चेहरे की रंगत उड़ने लगी है, डर लगता है तन्हा सोने में जी। दिल तो बच्चा है जी, डम 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 डम, थोड़ा कच्चा है जी, डम 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 डम, दिल तो बच्चा है जी, हाँ थोड़ा कच्चा है जी, डम 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 डम, किसको पता था पहलू में रखा दिल ऐसा बाजी भी होगा, हम तो हमेशा समझते थे कोई हम जैसा हाजी भी होगा, हाय जोर करे कितना शोर कर बेवजह बातों पे बेगोर कर, दिल सा कोई कमीना कोई तो रोके कोई तो रोके, इस उम्र में अब खाओगे धोखे, डर लगता है इश्क करने में जी। दिल तो बच्चा है जी, डम 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 डम, थोड़ा कच्चा है जी।
You guys can sing along with us.
दिल तो बच्चा है जी, थोड़ा कच्चा है जी,
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be performing in front of you, ma'am. Like I have goosebumps. I'm really happy to see you and perform in front of you. All of us are, but yeah. So the next song is a mashup of our two most favorite films, Lage Raho Munna Bhai and Parinita. So let's go.
पल 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 हर पल कैसे कटेगा पल हर पल 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 हर पल कैसे कटेगा पल हर पल दिल 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 में मची है हलचल कैसे कटेगा पल हर पल कैसे कटेगा पल हर पल 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 हर पल कैसे कटेगा पल हर पल ला 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 इस पल में सिमटे उम्र रात कटे ना कभी होश है तू जो है साथ मेरे डर के जैसे खूबसूरत है तू जो है साथ मेरे तो डगर लगे कि जैसे खूबसूरत है तू जो है साथ मेरे तो डगर लगे कि जैसे खूबसूरत दिल 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 में मची हर पल हर पल
पल पल पल पल हर पल कैसे कटेगा पल हर पल हा 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 ला 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 ला
पीले इसे इसमें नशा जिसने पिया वो गम में भी हंसा पल में हंसाए और पल में रुलाए कहानी हो कैसी पहेली है ये कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी हाँ रोका इसको किसने हाँ ये तो बहता पानी वो कैसी पहेली है ये कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी हाँ ला 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 zoo 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 पीले इसे इसमें नशा जिसने पिया वो गम में भी हंसा
थैंक यू। ऑलराइट, 2007 में एक फिल्म आई थी जो इक्वली ब्यूटीफुल थी और टेरिफाइंग भी. It gives a song that shook the nation. While ma'am was setting the screen on fire, we were just grooving in our chairs. So this is the most intricate composition we've ever tackled. We hope we do some justice and make you guys groove in your chairs. Let's give it a shot, guys.
Vanakkam man, namaskaram man.
Magazani dani saga magazani dani saga ma ga ma ga sani da ma ga ma dani sani da ma ga ma dani sa ni da ni dani sa dani sa dani sa dani sa madani 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 dani sa dani sa dani sa madani 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 sa madani sa madani sa madani sa Sani dama sani dama sani dama sani dama Mama dani sa sa ni da ni sa sa ni da mama ga ga sa sa ni da dani sa ni da sa ma da sa
मेरे ढोलना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरे ढोलना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरी चाहते तो फिजा में बहेंगी जिंदा रहेंगी होके फना मेरे ढोलना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरे ढोलना सुन साथी रे मर के भी तुझको चाहेगा दिल तुझे ही बेचैनियों में पाएगा दिल
साथी साथी रे मर के भी तुझको चाहेगा दिल तुझे ही बेचैनियों में पाएगा दिल
मेरे केसों के साए में तेरी राहतों की खुशबू है तेरे बगैर क्या जीना मेरे रोम रोम में तू है मेरी चूड़ियों के कंगन से तेरी सदाई आती है ये दूरियां हमेशा ही नजदीक कहाँ बुलाती है ओ पिया
निजा 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 धनी 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 पद 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 गम पद निजा pani niza pani niza pani niza pani niza gama pada niza pada niza pada niza gama pada niza pama gama gama gare sa ni niza gama ga sa gama pada niza 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 dani 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 gama pada niza pama gama pada niza pama gama gare sa ni niza da ni sa sa ga gama sa ga gama ma da ni da ni sa ga sa ni da ni da pama gama da ni sa da ni da ma gama gare sa ni sa gama da ni sa ni da pama gama gare sa gama da ni sa ni da pama gama gare sa da ni sa sa ga ni sa sa ga ma sa sa ga ma da ga ga ma da ni ma da ni sa sa da ni sa sa
मेरे ढोलना सुन मेरे प्यार के धुन मेरे ढोलना सुन
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. What a blessing. Thank you. Guys, oh my God, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Thanks a lot.
Too good.
Thank you.
I have to say sorry, I'm going to use the mic. I'm so overwhelmed because, you know, you all performed so beautifully. I didn't miss instruments, right? You all brought the songs alive in a way that I couldn't have imagined. Really, Aflatoon, Aflatunes.
Thank you so much.
God bless you all. And so talented. This is mind-blowing. This is absolutely unique. Nothing like I've ever seen before. More power to you. And I hope to see you all everywhere.
We hope so.
Thank you. You're spreading our wings like Federal. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck. God bless.
Thank you.
Ma'am, can we get a picture with you in the center?
Of course. I
Yeah.
love that. Aditi, I also want a picture. Oh. I'd also like a video of this performance, please. Yeah. Can't believe I'm Spanish. You did both. Thank you. So good. You did classical and western. Super. And even Dil To Bacha, everything.
Can we have a round of applause, please, to Aflatunes?
I don't know if you all are done. I just walked up on stage.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Aflatunes, once again. Like ma'am said, we are certain that you'll be soaring more heights. More power to you. And on that note, to share more insights on what is Federal Bank's vision and road ahead for the rest of the year, I would like to welcome on stage Mr. Harsh Dugar, Executive Director, Federal Bank. Please welcome you, sir.
Hello, and thank you for being here. Normally they say banking is boring and very predictable. So we just thought we'll add some zing and some excitement here. On a more serious note, I'll just take 2 steps backwards as to what got us here. So there's often a debate which we had internally as to whether we want to do a brand building in a financial institution. Question was that, typically speaking, you have trust, word of mouth, which helps you build your brand. But then we realized that we wanted to have a significant presence pan-India, while we do have 900 branches, close to 1,000 branches outside our home state. But we also realized that while we are dominant in Kerala, prominent in South India, but we have a presence only in rest of India. So we said, how do we increase our presence to prominence? And that's what led us to thinking about having a brand ambassador. The second thing which came up was, who would be the brand ambassador? So there is something which is known as a rub-off effect, a contagion effect, because you want a brand ambassador who evokes the same ethos, the same philosophy. And with you, Vidya, in terms of multilingual, in terms of being vibrant, more than that, responsible endorsements, sincerity, is something which made us realize that yes, it is a good fitment, because we as a bank would like to stand for trust, transparency. So it seemed like a very good fitment, and that's how it is here. Well, I know that the journey started, the introduction happened with Sanjeevani, but frankly, it's just a Kismet connection that takes us to the next round of brand ambassadors. So thank you so much, Vidya, and welcome on board. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. With Federal Bank, everybody is family. And the values of being together, of being connected to each other is very, very important, which a few of us who have been associated with Federal Bank for years already know. And today, like we had Afla Tunes coming on stage and giving us a special performance, we have messages that have come in from different parts of the country, from employees of Federal Bank, who are delighted to know that the brand ambassador that we have chosen is Vidya Balan. And from various parts of the country, from various branches of the country, we have a special video that has been compiled that consists of messages from few ardent fans of Vidya ma'am, and we would like to play it on the big screen, please, ma'am, especially for you.
I'm going to speak about a woman who enchants everyone with her smile and energy. One who is down to earth, talented, and referred to as the first female hero of modern times in Indian film industry.
Today we are here to proudly announce a stellar addition to Federal Bank family, the renowned, inspiring Vidya Balan. The future looks brighter than ever with Vidya Balan as a brand ambassador.
As a fangirl, I am looking forward to this collaboration, as this will not only enhance the customer engagement but also strengthen our industry presence all over India. Can't wait to unfold it.
As a new Indian woman myself, I have always found her to be ever inspiring in terms of the diversified roles she has always played. Just like my bank plays as a perfect banking partner.
Super excited to have you as a brand ambassador. I'm a huge fan of your work and I totally adore you as a human being. Also, I've been a very loyal follower of yours on Instagram for a very, very long time. I'm super thrilled to have you on board and I hope to see you someday.
We are so excited that our heart pops out of joy to have you as the flag bearer of our Federal family.
Heartfelt thank you to Vidya Balan ma'am for being face of this amazing bank. Just as Vidya Balanji has inspired millions with her confidence, Federal Bank continues to empower customers with its innovative banking solutions.
I'm sure this new partnership shall be as spectacular as her on-screen presence. Jia Bole for Federal Bank.
Good morning, Mumbai. These words still echo in our hearts whenever we see you. Vidya ma'am, we are super thrilled to welcome you on board to Federal Bank.
From Parineta to Bolbulaya 3, your kahani has been truly inspiring, and now we are excited to be the part of your kahani too. We are here to serve you and make this experience more special. Welcome on board, ma'am.
There we go. And we come towards the end of the event here this wonderful afternoon. The heart and soul of Federal Bank, the employees and customers, of course, are truly happy today. And to conclude this memorable event, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Venkatraman Venkateswaran, CFO, Federal Bank. Please welcome you, sir.
Good afternoon, all of you. As I came in in the morning, and I noticed the phone booth, something struck my mind. I thought I should narrate that. Last Friday, we had sponsored a leadership award in BKC in Geo. And as part of that event, MVS told me, you have to do a sound bite and there's a photo shoot. I was wondering who wants to do photo shoot of me, but anyway, I said, okay. And after the sound bite, I went behind, and the lady who was going to take the photo, she said, empty your pockets. I was wondering what is she saying. In 10-15 seconds, in a more sterner voice, she said, sir, empty your pockets. I thought, is she a pickpocket or a photographer or what is it? Then I had to tell her, before I came here, my CMO MVS has already emptied my pocket. Okay? So just as he was telling Vidya earlier, that he signs my check. So, and she was anyway bored. She was 9 p.m. in the evening. She was waiting to go home like all of you are waiting to have lunch now after this. But then, when we, like Harsh said, there was a journey which we went through in terms of finalizing this. MVS has a way of getting things done, If I don't approve something, he'll go straight to Manian. I don't know what he does, Manian will approve some. But having said that, this is a wonderful partnership which we are going to cherish for the years to come. And to all my federal colleagues here, MVS got a green tick from boss. Now the onus is on all of us to get a green tick from him. MVS ka kaam ho gaya, abhi our work starts. So, and in terms of timing, in 2 weeks we are going to have our budget finalized for FY26. So with this partnership, please make sure that you add a certain percentage to the target which has been given to you. Karna hi padega abhi. Okay, there's no way out. I do want to thank all the customers who have come and all those who made this event such a memorable and special afternoon for us. But more importantly, for our brand ambassador, I think this is the beginning of the journey of discovery of Federal Bank for you. I want you to have that sense of pride, and we'll make sure you have the sense of pride and satisfaction for having endorsed Federal. You will discover as we go in terms of the culture of the organization, the social fabric of Federal Bank, the ethos, the way we work. We truly mean Federal family. It's not just words. And I'm sure you will never regret having done this endorsement. You will enjoy the journey much as we enjoy and benefit from this. Thank you so much for being part of this Rishta, and I wish all of us the very best, and thank each and everyone for making this a special day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope all of you have had a very, very fruitful day. Yes, ma'am, please.
You said, sorry. He just said that I'm sure you won't regret. Is it not?
No, it is on. I think, is the audio low? Yeah, I'll come down, ma'am. Give me a second.
He just said, I'm sure you won't regret being brand ambassador. I have to tell you, this event has been so special. I'm so humbled by the warm welcome I've received by Federal Bank into the Federal family that I know it's only going to get better from here. And I wish you all the very best. Let's all grow together. That's my wish and my prayer for the next many, 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 many years until we conquer Celesta. Thank you. Thanks, Madhu. You're wonderful.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And on that note, check. Okay, I think the output on this one is better. I'm louder on this. I'll give this back to you. Thank you. Okay, I'm sure most of them who have been seated amongst the audience must have been waiting for this moment because it is time for the employees of Federal Bank to join Vidya ma'am on stage and get a group photograph. In memory of this wonderful day, of course, this picture is going to be remembered for years to come. Can I please request Vidya ma'am to be accompanied by the leadership crew of Federal Bank to take lead and the other employees to kindly follow suit.